thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil.
King Triton's headstrong, lovesick girl would make a charming addition to my little garden.
My only true love, darling. I live for furs. I worship furs.
Hey everybody, Rob here from Making Spirits Bright, and welcome to my Disney Villains Airblown Inflatable review. So this is not going to be one review, it's not going to be two reviews, but it is going to be three reviews on all three Disney Villains Halloween inflatables. So as you can see, these are sold at Walmart for the price of $28.88. And some of them can be pretty tricky to get. I think by now most Walmarts are pretty much wiped out of them. I have seen Cruella several times in store, but I never saw these two in store. I saw them online a couple times, but I have not seen any of them for a while. I got these three from an actual collector. So that's how I ended up with them. But yeah, we'll do a real quick walk around the box. So there's the side of Cruella and the back. As you can see, this is a 2021. These are cheap fan version inflatables. Now I do know that a lot of the complaints have been on the faces of these, which we'll talk about that more once we get into the review. But this is Maleficent. Now all three of these are 5 feet tall. And like I said, all three have a cheap fan and LED lighting. Ursula. Now I was not going to get any of these, but the more I thought about it and the fact that I was able to get a chance to get all three of them, that's why I grabbed them. And I have the big Ursula, so I wasn't going to get Ursula, but if I was going to get two of them, I was going to get them all. But yeah, there's Ursula. Now you'll also notice that they're all holding a sign that says trick or treat. And that's really the only thing that makes them Halloweenish. They don't have a pumpkin or anything like that. They just have a trick-or-treat sign. So yeah, what we're going to do in this review is we are going to inflate them. We'll look at them during the day. We'll look at them at night. And then we'll pick a winner. Which one of these three Disney villains is the most villainous, if that's a word, of the bunch. So let's get to the inflation. So quick look inside the box. Obviously you don't have anything that's a surprise. You've got the power connector, the DC 12 volt connector, which looks like this. So nothing new there. And then you have the tethers and the stakes, and then the instructions. That's all you're going to find in all three of them. So let's get Cruella inflated first. Okay, so there is Cruella. Zoom out a little bit. Fix her trick-or-treat sign. which is interesting because you can see it's kind of got the spotted Dalmatian colors, which is nice. That fits her for sure. But yeah, that is Cruella. Again, she's about 5 feet tall, and honestly, I think she looks pretty good. All right, next we'll do Maleficent. So here is Maleficent. She's got a much bigger trick-or-treat sign than Cruella does. All three of these have like a medium-sized sheep fan. And then they also have bean bags in the bottom as well. So they're pretty much exactly the same height. And again, Cruella stands way better than Maleficent does. All right, and let's get Ursula up. Okay, and there is Ursula. So you can see she has kind of like a shell trick-or-treat sign. All right, let's look at all three of them together. Okay, and here are all three of them. Cruella, Maleficent, and Ursula. So, now, which one is the best villain out of these three? So, my winner here is going to be chosen completely on which one I think is just the better design overall. So, we'll start in the middle with Maleficent. Now, Maleficent is kind of top heavy. Like, she's kind of supported right now because she's in the middle of the two. But of the three, she stands the weakest. Now, I'm sure you can fix that by, tethers and stakes and stuff like that. But of the three, she is the weakest. She looks good, though. I like her color scheme of the green, the purple, the black. And I like her sign as well. Ursula. Now, I have the much bigger Ursula. This one almost looks just way too friendly. And really, so does Maleficent, too. Maleficent looks like she's smiling, and Ursula looks like she's smiling. Which I'm assuming those are smiles. It could be their nose, I guess you could argue, but I'm pretty sure that's a smile. She has tentacles on the bottom. And she's okay. And then you go over to Cruella. Cruella definitely looks like she's ticked off, grumpy, stands up the best of the three. Her sign is not as good as the other two. The other two have much, much bigger signs, where hers is much smaller. However, I do like that it is Dalmatian spotted. At least that's what they were trying to do with it. As far as lighting goes, pretty much the same. It looks like you have 1, 2 in each one. Just double check. Yeah, you have 2 in each one. So yeah. Oh, and Cruella also has a set of blue earrings as well. And right now, Maleficent is trying to push Cruella over because, again, she's super top heavy. So yeah, which one do I think is the best of the 3? Honestly, I think it's the one that's the least popular design, Cruella. If I had to pick a winner for which one of these is the best Disney villain based off their design, it's Cruella. She stands up better. Just look at her eyes. She looks way more villainous than the other 3 who look extremely friendly. We all know Ursula is not friendly. And Maleficent has kind of a mixed story. But as far as like fitting the Disney villain theme, the winner of this review, Cruella. So we're going to give these a Rob rating, and they're going to get the same rating. For value, they are $28.88. You're getting 2 LED lights, and you're also getting a medium-sized cheap fan. We're going to give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, they're less than 30 bucks. They're licensed. You really can't ask for much more, so we're going to give it 8 out of 10. Design, this is the only one I really think has a good villainous type design. You can tell who all 3 are, especially if you pay attention to the tentacles on Ursula. But these 2 you can tell the most. So for design, we're going to give them a 7 out of 10. I could almost say that Cruella would get an 8 out of 10. And then for wow factor, if you get all 3, they're going to have a much higher wow factor than if you just have one by themselves. I don't think they have a huge wow factor. So we're going to give that a 7 out of 10 as well. So value is 8 out of 10. Design was 7 out of 10. And then wow factor was another 7 out of 10. So that's a 22 out of 30. You could maybe even say Cruella has a 23 out of 30. But we're going to go with a 22 out of 30 for the Disney villains. So yeah, last thing I want to do is get a night shot of these, and then we'll end the review. Okay, and here they are at night. So as you can see, they have that typical white LED glow. Don't get too bright. Not as bright as, say, a C7 gets, but overall not too bad. So alright guys, that's the end of this review. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.